Good afternoon and
Hi,
welcome to Clarity. This is Paul Church.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And my name's Barbara Gray, and we're set for a 2-hour treat.
We are indeed.
And it's all about Groovy.
First Sunday of the month.
First Sunday of the month. Now, usually I know that's quite a stampy session, but this time it's a rather a special occasion. We've got, not only have we got a brand new, beautiful About Time 2 product.
Yeah.
We've also got a really good friend of ours who's back in the fold.
Absolutely.
And we'd like to reintroduce you if you remember Louise. And if you don't know Louise, then it's about time you did.
Absolutely.
So without further ado, let me ask Louise to join us. Come on in.
Hello, everyone.
So this is Louise. And we worked together for years before, didn't we?
We did, yeah, quite a few years. 5 years ago, I think. It was.
5 years ago. Now let's just check, because Louise hasn't got a microphone on at the moment.
No.
And the question we've got is whether or not we can hear Louise.
Yeah, we're
Can
just
you
waiting
hear
for
me,
the all.
everyone?
We're just
you're
waiting for the all clear from Dave.
She's quite softly spoken, aren't you, love?
I am, yeah. I just get a bit closer.
Just talk
Moving
clearly. So, can we hear? Can you hear us?
Just waiting from Dave. There we go. Very muted.
Very muted.
Very
Okay.
muted.
So my suggestion is then that you either talk loudly.
Talk like this, a bit more
Or
loud.
should I do this?
Yeah, good idea.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
I'll hold it up. You don't need to.
Okay.
There
Otherwise,
you go.
it'll be a
That
bit
would be
too
better.
loud.
It's okay, because Louise is going to be coming back after we've looked at the product, and she's going to be showing you just how good she is at parchment, and then you'll understand immediately why we got Louise back in the building.
Thank you.
So, Louise, tell us, what were you doing when you were here the last time, though?
So last time I was manning the phones, doing emails and answering the phone, taking orders. I did a bit of the club as well.
And how
I
long
helped out
ago
with
was
the
that?
That was about 4 or 5 years ago now. Yeah.
So before lockdown.
Yes.
before
definitely
COVID.
Before lockdown, yeah.
Okay. And then how did you get into Groovy, or how did you get into parchment?
So I got into parchment. That was your fault, unfortunately. No, I went to a retreat because I really wanted to come to a Clarity retreat. It was the first time I ever came to a retreat.
That was in Crowborough, I think.
Yes, in Crowborough. So I started doing a bit of stamping and stenciling, and then the second day we did a bit of Groovy. You came up to me and went, "Oh, that's fantastic. Would you like a job?" And I said, "Yes, please. Yes, please." So yeah, and then from that I got a job, and I just did my Groovy. I learned all sorts of different techniques.
I do remember that you would travel all the way to Wales to Linda Williams
I did,
to hone your
yeah.
skills, and you're about to see some of Louise's work is quite formidable.
Oh,
So it's
thank
very
you.
exciting. When are you starting with us full time?
So the 17th of February, yeah.
So middle of
so
the month.
excited,
Not
yeah.
far to go.
Not
Can't
far
wait.
to go.
Really
But this
can't
is her cameo. We're breaking her in slowly, as they say.
Nice and easy.
So Louise, I tell you what, you go and get yourself ready,
I will do.
and then we'll see you. We're just going to talk about what's on offer today,
Brilliant.
and then we'll invite you back in, and then I'm
Perfect.
off the hook and I'm going to Brighton. Okay,
All
thanks
right.
ever so
See
much.
you later, guys.
Right, just excuse me while I just readjust my mic.
Okay, so welcome to the Sunday 3 to 5 show.
There we go.
Well done, well done. Louise is a really lovely girl, and many of you will remember her from the phones when she used to help Janine.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's
Her artwork is
incredible
immaculate.
talent.
It really, really is.
Well, we won't go there
No,
quite
no.
yet. Let's first of all, let's talk about what we're actually launching here
This
today.
is amazing.
It's about time.
It really, really is.
I mean, we have this, it's all about personalizing.
Yes.
Okay. And it's personalizing your parchment. So we've always had personalizing stamps.
Yeah.
And they're on the show as well. And we'll take a look at them before Louise comes back.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have a quick
Delve
dip into the
them.
stamps.
Yeah.
But this time, Jazz and myself, we've really gone to town on a Groovy personalizing set.
Absolutely. I mean, with stamps, if you didn't have the personalized stamps, you've got the stamp alphabets, and it's quite easily to sort of line up, isn't it, and spell something with the various alphabets. But with Groovy, it can be a little bit difficult, can't it, to spell your name?
You're going backwards on yourself. You know, you're traveling backwards. So it's easy if you've got your own nameplate.
Yeah.
So let me show you first
This
of
is
all,
so exciting.
what the actual game is, and it's quite small and modest. It's quite the understatement, but it packs a real punch. So when you look here, for example, you can see that it literally is a name plate.
Yeah.
So what we've got here is your name in 4 different typefaces or fonts.
Yeah.
So, well, it's easy to order. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But what we thought was, if we give you a nameplate, that's the first thing. Is, of course, when you turn it round,
it's all spelled correctly.
It's all spelled correctly, and you can pick your
4 different fonts.
4 different fonts, right? The other thing is, like for me, I might not want to put grey in. I want just Barb, etc., etc. But the thing is that this is a brand new size, isn't it, Paul?
It is. So this is 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches, which ties in with the New Year, New Idea mini makes.
That's right.
It?
That's exactly right.
But if it's a smaller size, then
it won't fit
something else.
Yes. Well, it's not going to fit within our
existing
plate mates. So, for example, here you'll see if I take, I'm going to move you to one side, Paul.
Okay.
I'll take my own plate, right? If I take my name and I slot it in there, what you'll see is we've developed, or Jazz developed,
this is beautiful,
a really fantastic plate mate to house the new PTC plates, really. The new size plates, 2.5 by. These are the mini make plates, and this is the mini make plate mate. And what we've got here, you've got your names, but in 4 different typefaces.
Yeah.
But you've got 3 different frames. Let's have a look. You've got 3 different frames, and you've got handmade by in the 4 different fonts. You've got made with love by in the 4 different fonts, and then you've got designed by in the 4 different typefaces. You've also, Jazz has packed this with little assets, little worker elements that you can change your pieces. Now, let me just be clear on this, though. This is a separate product to this.
Yes.
This comes on its own.
That's right. So the plate mate comes with this lovely little
have a great day
piece of artwork in the middle.
Yeah. So if we just take a look at this on its own, let's look at what it is that it actually does.
Yeah.
So if we come in a little bit closer, then we can see here a little bit closer. So we can see here exactly that we've taken this particular plate here. And we've made a little piece of artwork that's perfect, the size. We've used that little element there to decorate within here.
The inside.
Right? But who's made this? There's even enough wiggle room to do the picot cutting around the outside.
Yeah.
Right?
And the little bumblebee
little bumblebee.
Which is on the plate.
Which is on the plate.
Just to your right.
There.
There.
Right? There.
Look, you don't even notice it, do you?
Right, so you've got all this loveliness on here, but when I turn it over,
look at that.
There we are. So we've got designed by Carol Pankstello, and we even spelt it right. I checked. And then when you look at the way she's designed the back, this is to me, this is the clincher. So you can see here, it's exactly the same size.
Yeah.
It's absolutely perfect. She's used these little worker images up here to go in there. And then that little piece there to do this little piece in the middle. So you can imagine just on this plate mate that holds your plate.
Yeah.
Your name plate.
Yeah.
Right. You've got the back and the front perfectly matched. Let me just show you a couple of other things. Actually, let's see can we just pan out a little bit. Let me just come out a little bit further. And you can see now that is separate to the nameplate.
Yes.
But let's take a look what else comes in this kit.
Yeah. So should we have a look at the pack shot for that?
I think let's look at the pack shot, because this is the mini makes kit, isn't it?
It is indeed. So what we have on the screen, the item number is 42457, and in this kit you've got the plate mate that Barb was just sharing with us. In addition, you've now got 4 little plates. So these are the flowers that come within here. You also get 20 sheets of A5 parchment to get you going. I mean, when you decide that you're going to chop up all that parchment into smaller pieces, this is going to keep giving, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you've got, for some colour inspiration, some petite toppers in there as well.
Well, so if I come back to this now, in that kit, apart from the parchment and the designer papers that we've just there are 3, I think,
there are,
just to get you started. Just to be clear, you've got these 4 additional plates that also sit beautifully in there.
Yes.
So they're the 2.5 by. So this is a great starting place.
It really is, and I think that's why you put the kit together with Jazz, wasn't it? So for the ideas and the inspiration on that.
That's exactly right. And so let's just take, for example, if we just take this example here, and we come in a little bit closer, move in a little bit closer, friends. Right. I think it's important to see this mini make.
Look at that.
So you can see here, we've got a beautiful little mini make, and it's using this little image down here, the Live Simply one. There we go. And who made it?
I wonder.
There you go. Made with Love by. So Glynis has gone over here. She's used this framer. She's used the entire framer, Made with Love by. She's popped a couple of little butterflies and dragonflies in, which are up here. Let me just show you, right? And then she's used her personal nameplate.
Doesn't that look so professional?
Yeah, it does. And then Bloom Wildly is on that plate as well. So it just is such a beautiful little piece of artwork. And you can see how easy it is. Let me show you another one. Here's a gorgeous one, Daffodils. Spring is in the air. So spring is here. Got a beautiful daffodil with all the white work just done wonderfully.
And the little corners on the inside of that frame is taken from the plate mate, isn't
there
it?
It is. There it is there.
Yeah.
So we've got that. And I think Louise is going to show us a little trick with that later.
I think she is, yeah.
So this is really gorgeous. So, you know, quite on its own, without the nameplate, it's just a beautiful little set.
It's a really, really nice kit, isn't it?
But the nameplate is what clinches it. And that's what it's all about now, is the personalizing. So again, here we go. Thanks to Karen Jackson, we take that little plate there. There it is.
Yeah.
Exactly as it comes. But she's used Handmade with Love by. So she's gone to Handmade here. Then she's taken the With Love, which is going to be underneath, Handmade with Love, there it is, right, by, so Handmade with Love by Karen Jackson.
So you can
she's mixing and matching beautifully.
So it's not just 3 different sort of sentiments, so to speak. Handmade by, Made with Love by, Designed by. You can do, as you said, you could do With Love and just put Karen on it.
But I also think that what really works for me here is I just take a white pencil and a ruler and run ruler lines along, and then I can just line it up perfectly.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll have a closer look at some of the artwork, but I just wanted to highlight how superb this is.
It's really nice, and that's in that complete kit, which is 42457. You've got a £9.99 saving, which brings it down to £28.98 plus your club saving. But we didn't stop there, did we, Bart? I say we.
No. What we decided to do, so we've got the flowers here. Then obviously you've got your parchment, you've got your plate mate, and you've got that. This, remember, your nameplate is separate though, and we'll show you how to order that. We also added another set. This is not in the kit though.
No,
this is just available.
It was in order to keep the price point down, wasn't it?
Yeah,
really.
We didn't want to make the set so unaffordable. No. So we kind of broke it down into smaller pieces. So you've got the nameplate.
Yeah.
You've got the
kit to get you started with the new
plate mate. And then you've got additional pot plants if you fancy those. And what's really cool with this is, of course, when I do this, what you'll see is there's a lot of interchangeability here. So, for example, I could take, just as it comes, I could take a bluebell just as it comes.
Yeah.
Look, how gorgeous is this? And you can see, if this is 2.5 by 3.5, the actual parchment is 2.5 by 3.5. So that means that you can add any multi-needle frills. If you're into that kind of thing, then there's plenty of opportunity there.
For your Pico V's.
And who made this? Well, let's see. Designed by Glynis Whitehead.
I love that little
I
frame.
love that. So she's taken this one up here, designed by As It Comes, and she's used her nameplate.
And isn't it nice using the 2 different fonts?
Yeah, I like that
as well.
I like that too. And you can see also how she's added a few little flowers, and I have no idea where they are, but there'll be some. There it is. There's a little flower there. So this Platemate really is quite something for starting
I think
out,
it's nice to have all that. I mean, I've never seen a plate. I mean, Jazz really has crammed a lot on that plate. She really has.
We really did. And when you start looking at all the little dots and dashes around just around there that you can add inside.
And extend as well, can't you?
But always remember, the point of this was to house your nameplate, your personalized nameplate. And we'll talk about how to order that in a minute. I just want to show you another example, right? Let me just take this out the way, and we're going to move this over. So this is an interesting one here. So this is taking a potted plant, but it's taking that same one that Glynis did before, but this time it's
she's popped it into the pot.
She's popped it into a pot. Look at that. So it fits absolutely beautifully with a pot. You wouldn't think that that would work, would you?
And I suppose you could do that with the other bouquets from that original collection as well, couldn't you?
Absolutely. Look at that.
Wow.
Isn't that gorgeous? So you can see beautiful, just because something's small, just because we're focusing on mini makes here. Remember, we're looking at mini makes with a view to the Facebook
group that we set it.
And what was the name of it?
It is the Clarity Crafts Mini Makes and ATC Facebook page.
There you go. And this is all to do with isn't it?
Yeah.
So having said that, though, friends, I mean, the personal plates.
This was where it all really started, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is really where it started. But what I mean is the personal plates are not just for PTCs or not at all.
I mean, if you're making gifts and stuff like that, to personalize it on the back with your name really adds that finishing touch to it.
So this one was Glynis, and this one is Made with Love by Karen. And again, look at that, so prettily done.
That writing, it looks as if it's been written by hand, doesn't it?
And that's just one of the typefaces. So, and Karen's taken just Karen and left Jackson out of it. Right. And you can see here, she's gone with Made with Love by. She's dropped the by down here, and then she's just added Karen, and she's used this little bit here and done white work around it. So really nice. And then she's used one of our
corner punches.
Yeah. So very, very lovely, very interesting. And I think that what I want to do now is go back to the kit pack and take a look at that.
Okay, so let's go to the pack shop.
That's
it. So there we have. So I know we've got some questions coming in from Gracie, so we'll answer those shortly for you. So the item number for that kit is 42457. It's a £9.99 saving, which is £28.98. If you want to go for your personalized nameplate, which is 3.5 by 2.5 inches, item number for that is 42459, and it's £19.99. And we'll explain exactly how you go about ordering that, because I know we've got some questions coming in on that already.
And that's what we're going to do now. So you're going to be getting your iPad out now, and we're going to pretend that we're going to order one of those personal plates, because I think that this is the other thing is with the personal plate, we've kept it separate. And you know, I mean, they're £20 or £19.99. If you want to order more than one, like one for your daughter, one for your friend, what a beautiful gift.
It is,
you know? But it's very important that you tell us how to spell your name. And it's one name per plate as well. So not 4 different names on a plate. We're not playing that game. But if I could just ask you to show how this works.
So we'll go to my laptop on the overhead. So you can see here, there we go. So this is what you'll look like when you go to the website and you go into our Clarity TV. So this is the personalized nameplate. So when I click into there, okay, and I'm going to come in and a little bit closer so we can see. And it says how to order. So if I just enlarge this up, okay. Once you have added this product to your basket, you will see a box that says special instructions. Please type the name you would like on your personalized nameplate. First name has a maximum of 19 characters.
13.
13 characters, including spaces and special characters. The last name is a maximum of 13 characters, including spaces and special characters. Okay.
So what we're saying here is, if I could just, are you actually plugged in? Are you in your?
Yeah. I'm going to put it in my basket.
But wouldn't that be a different price?
If I was a club member, yes. So what you need to do is make sure you sign in first to do that. So I'm going to sign in. So there we go. So we're going to sign in.
So just while Paul's signing in, I will just explain around the length of the letters again. You know, if you've got a name like Elizabeth, provided that it's got no more than 13. Or Mary Ann, it needs to be, because it's got to stretch across here.
Yes, and because
and
the fonts are different sizes, aren't they?
So we're going to give you your same name in 4 different fonts, because that ties in absolutely perfectly with your plate mate because of the fonts.
Yeah.
So you'll find for design purposes, there's a really good reason why we've done that. Right, have you logged in now?
I am. I'm logged in now. So I'm a stamp member. So this is showing my price of £17.99 because I belong to one club. If you belong to the Diamond Club, for example, that would bring it down to £16.99.
Wow, for the personal plate.
Personal plate, £16.99 if you're a Diamond Club member.
Is that right?
It is.
Right.
If you're a gold member, where you get 12.5%, that would bring it down to £17.49. But I'm just in the stamp club at this point in time.
Right.
Okay. So then what I do is I click on Add to Basket, like so. And when I add to basket, you'll see that it pops up with this box. And at this point, when you add it to your basket, you need to type your name in there. So for example, if your name is Sally-Ann, then obviously you put that there. And then your last name could be Higgins Jones. And as long as it fits within those 13 characters on each of those lines, then that's perfect. Okay. You can continue shopping and adding other stuff to your basket. And then obviously you check out in the normal way. When the orders come through, we will see on the order what you have asked us to create for you on your plate. If we have any queries or you've forgotten to add that in,
make sure we've got a phone number, eh?
Yeah, we'll have that on our customer's account, but we will send you an email because we would need you to confirm it back in writing, so that we know that there's no misinterpretation of spellings and pronunciations.
Yes, good.
Okay.
So, and
that's it. So if I wanted to go in here, I want to do one for me. So I'm going to go Paul, and then I want capital C. There we go.
I mean, in the main, we will check the name that you've given us, that it marries up with your account name.
Yeah.
But it may be
you're buying it for somebody
that you're
else.
buying it for somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, it may be that you want to go all lowercase, you know, and if that's the case, we'll probably check with you before we go ahead and make it.
Yeah.
Now,
definitely.
as far as actually fulfillment goes, what we were thinking was just to save on postage, otherwise, and also for neatness, we will complete as soon as we've got it confirmed and we know that the spelling is correct and everything's fine, then we will go into production.
Yes.
Jazz is going into production.
We
make the plates, and then we will hold, if you've ordered the kit,
the other stuff, anything within that order will be held until your plate's ready
until the plate's ready, and then we'll add it to your order. And on your, just to make sure, on your actual plate, we will add your order number.
Yeah.
So your order number, it will say it on here. Mine's 000.
00.
Yeah, but your order number will be on here as well, and we will marry that up. That's our cross reference.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get somebody else's nameplate because it will add. Yeah. So that's the system.
So we put all the necessary precautions in place. If you have already placed the order prior to watching today, and you have forgotten to put your details on there, I will send you an email either later this afternoon or tomorrow asking you to confirm what it is you would like in your personal plate.
And Sue, lovely Sue, is downstairs and she's taking phone calls if you'd rather go over the phone, but we will still need it in writing from you. So that's important. We do need a written confirmation from your good selves for that.
So again, we will contact you after that order has been placed for you just to reply to that with the confirmation.
That's it. And Grace, good morning in New York, and thank you for being there in the room with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was one of the main questions that we had about the length of the first name and the length of the second name. So it's 13 for the first name and 13 for your second name.
There you go. And that's quite a substantial name.
Yeah.
I think that'll work
Unless
very
your
well.
name's supercalifragilistic.
You'll be fine. Yeah. So this is your nameplate. And down the road, who knows, we may introduce, depending on popularity, we may introduce other options. But for now, let's just go with a nameplate.
And I think it's great because to have this facility to be able to do this, because we've done it with stamps in the past.
Yeah.
And we know what's involved in that. And so to be able to do it in Groovy, I mean, we didn't even consider it back in the day, did we?
Because it wasn't a possibility. How could you do that on television? But the thing is also that it adds such a beautiful finishing touch. You saw when I was showing you these beautiful pieces of artwork, and we will look at other artwork in a minute. But, you know, when you're looking at the artwork, any mini makes, not just PTCs, not just at all, you know, when you're putting the finishing touches to a card. Let me show you, for example, have we got a nice card? There we go. There's a good one. So this is a really nice card.
Yep. Right? So that's just using one of the flowers from the plate mate, isn't it?
That's it. And when you turn it over, handmade with love by Jane Telford.
And coloured parchment.
But how well, and what were you going to tell us about coloured parchment?
So all of our parchment up until midnight tonight is bog off. Buy one, get one free.
Bog off yourself.
So clear parchment, coloured parchment, rainbow parchment, two-tone parchment, all of the parchment on our website. It's all in our show page. You pop one in your basket and we'll send you two.
There you go.
Just like that, easy peasy.
And just to show you one more example. So you see, it's not just about the little mini makes. If we take, again, we'll take a little mini make. We're sticking to the PTC size, right? Parchment trading card, or just a small topper, really. You put this on any card, right? When we turn it over, there we are, handmade by Jane Telford. Beautiful.
Doesn't it make a difference though?
It really
just having
does.
That little bit on the back.
And she's just used a tape runner in the background.
Behind it,
And because it's coloured parchment, you can't see it.
No.
And here, for example, we've got another one, but this is more intricate. So it's a beautiful little card.
So the different sizes, isn't it?
And we turn it over and there we go. Handmade by Josie Davison. Just that simple. Doesn't have to be that ornate if you don't want it to be.
I think it doesn't matter what level of parching you're at, then you've got this. I mean, this one here that Josie's created, that's the little flowers from that plate in the center of that plate.
There we go. So that's that plate there.
Exactly as it comes.
Right. And then she's used it in conjunction with other things. She's done a really beautiful card. And then she's turned it over. And on the back, made with love by.
Look how classy that looks.
Grey parchment, Josie Davison printed. Doesn't that look fantastic?
That looks as if it's been sort of really professionally finished, doesn't it?
Yep. So the idea is now to have your own name and add that really professional finishing touch.
It's like having your name in lights, isn't it? Being groovy.
Yeah,
it's okay. Excuse me. Because again, with the Groovy, I've often struggled trying to get a straight line. I know you can do the pencil and then you turn it over and you're doing it backwards and you've got to get the spacing right between each of the letters. So to have this, especially if you're making cards to sell and stuff like that, how quick and easy is it to have your name in the 4 fonts?
Yeah, that's right. And you don't have to say Paul Church and make it all official unless you're selling. But you know, for your friends, made with love by Paul. You know, made with love by Barb.
Yeah. And how do you store yours, Barb?
He's good, isn't he? There's a prompt.
Now these are absolutely flying out. We can't, and I think we've almost cleared out the supply of the stock, and they're not due back in until the middle of March.
hang on, let me
these.
come back to me,
That's
and then
okay,
we'll
and
go
then we'll
back
go
to
back to that one.
one.
There we go. That should
Oh, I
be,
keep looking up, and you can't
we
see
can't
it, can
see.
you?
There we
you
go.
go. So we've got our lovely mini makes and ATCs, and one of the brighter ideas that I had was to put a sticker on the front that is actually the size of an ATC or a PTC. So this tells you exactly that that's the size. If you did want to join in the PTC and
swap,
swaps, this is great. And this is for artist trading cards, and it's also for parchment trade.
Yeah, it's a fantastic little storage system, isn't it?
So I can take this beautiful piece of artwork here, right? Hello, beautiful fuchsias. Oh, who made this, I wonder? Jill Askham. And I love the way she's cut that out and put it on the back. But wouldn't you be chuffed if you received that?
Yeah.
And the thing is, just to be sure, let's just be sure it fits exactly on there. So you know that it's exactly the perfect size. And it fits in my little folder.
And your little plate mate sits in there as well, doesn't it?
So my little plate, okay, Paul. So my little plate mate sits in here as well, right? So I've got my plate mate.
Yeah.
And I've got my little, if I wanted to hang on to that, I could pop that in there as well.
Yeah.
Okay, that goes in there too.
Nice.
I've got some pre-cut parchment already. I've got some designer.
2.5 by 3.5.
2.5 by 3.5. I've got my plate, my nameplate. I've got plain. I've got all the different parchment. Then over here, I've got a bit more parchment.
Bit more.
Got
Well, it's bog off. It's perfect opportunity.
There you go. So it's all cut to size.
Yeah.
Good to go. Right. Then I've got my plates that come with the plate mate.
Kit,
with
the kit. Yeah.
With the mini makes
kit.
Right. So I've got that. I've got my potted plants in there as well.
Yeah, and you can see it in a little bit more detail into it. Those little dots in the background.
Really, really cool to use, aren't they? So, and these, if we've got a couple of examples of these ones, let's just check it out. So what's really neat is, of course, that you've got the pots, and then you can put any flowers in them. So you can go with what you've actually got. Oh, look. So we've got the calla lily. I love the way this has been done. I wonder who's done it.
I wonder.
I know, look. Jill Askham, and Made with Love by Jill Askham.
Nice.
And she's made such a nice background. Let's just take a closer look. See, I just think, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do this? So again, let's go slowly. We've got the calla lily, which is there.
Yeah.
We've got the dots.
Yeah.
She's done some fantastic. They're those little the little
the tall thing. Yeah.
Right. So we've got that. Then when you turn it over, Made with Love by Jill Askham, which is using the plate mate.
Yeah.
Right. Here's one. So we've got tulips. Tulips.
Tulips from Amsterdam.
Right. Beautiful. That I know that's from that plate mate.
It is.
Isn't it? I know
that's
that
the ribbon,
was
isn't it?
On that ribbon. So there it is there.
Doesn't it look different?
There's the ribbon there. See, so that's using to make a tablecloth.
Like a tablecloth.
Yeah, and we turn it over. Hazel lost hers, didn't she?
She lost hers, yes.
Hazel lost hers. So there you go. That's the difference. now, you could send it like that, or you could send it like that. But Hazel, many thanks. And we did send Hazel one.
Yes, we did.
And then so there you go. Maybe you need two.
Maybe you need two. There you go.
Okay. So here we've got have a great day. That's lovely,
isn't it?
Cool. There's a lot of work there. I love it. And who's done this one? Made with Love. She's gone tall.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Look, so you can go landscape or portrait. Same. And she's just moved it around. Made with Love by Jill Askham. I like that too. So that's rather lovely. And she's using the pot plant there.
Yeah. The bluebells.
Yeah, so really beautiful. We've got another one here, Carol Baker. I'm just enjoying these now. This is one of the flowers.
One from the kit.
Let's go back one. And we can see here, this is this one here.
Yeah.
So this comes in a bag, Paul. Were you going to tell us about that?
So we, for those of you that are taking part in the ATCs and bits and pieces like that, the PTC swaps, we have a kit where you can get the bags, you can get a stamp, and you can also get the little pieces of card. So the ATC collection, item number is 10649, which I will bring up on the screen for you now. Let me just have a look.
Designed by
There we
Carol
go.
Baker. I'm just doing this while Paul's looking. Isn't that a beauty?
So you've got the little bags to keep them safe and secure. And so
Yeah.
if you are taking part in the swap, then it's great to put them in those little bags. And you've got the little pieces of card that work perfectly with that as well.
Yeah.
But even if you want to store them in your folder, putting them in that bag adds a little bit more protection to it, doesn't it?
It does. But when you're, absolutely. I mean, we put all the artwork in bags, don't we? When we put them back in our
pizza boxes.
Yeah, we do. We put them in bags to protect them. So, but what I love is that what we're doing here is you're either creating artwork. So this is the way my folder's working. There you go. And I've got some pieces. I've got loads of extras.
Yeah, it was
right?
just in there, was it? On that side. There we go. Oh, look.
Oh yeah.
Prepared
So I've got
earlier.
some. Here's a few that I already did to get started, just to check it out and see what it looks like.
Oh,
so
lovely.
I've used designer paper, and I'll do a little demo with that in a minute.
Yeah.
So you see, I've got everything that I need right in here, which I rather like.
And you've also got your very first
Yeah.
ATC swap in there.
That's
as
what
well,
I was looking for.
I think it's
Yeah, there
right,
it is.
There it is.
The Earth Sings in Flowers. So what's interesting is this works for the stamps as well, for the ATCs.
Yeah. It's a lovely storage folder.
And I've kept the card from my partner,
Your swap,
Jenny, which is really lovely. So it's really nice to keep that as well. And she needs a.
She does indeed. But because you've got that elasticated wrap around it as well, it keeps it all nice and secure, doesn't it?
It does. It keeps it all together, which is great.
So we have got them in 4 different colours. So you've got your, let me just bring that up. You've got your black, which is item number 31755. You've got blue, which is item number 31756. You then have your green, and that's been really popular. That was the latest edition of colours, item number 31758. And then if you want to go pretty in pink, like Barb, item number 31757. So what do we want to do now, Barb? Do we want to look at the pack shop?
Well, what I was going to do, if it's all right with you, I thought, I can't assume that everybody watching, of all the hundreds of people that are watching, that everybody knows what a Groovy plate is.
Groovy plate is.
You never assume anything. So let's see. We've already discussed how to order your nameplate.
Yes.
We've discussed what's in the Mini Makes kit.
Yeah.
We've ascertained that there is another set of little pot plants as well.
Yeah.
Right. And what I want to do now is just make a little, just show you how it works.
Easy it is to do.
Because apart from anything else, I think if we just take the plate like that, I'm going to take my name. I'll use that, right? And then I'm not so worried about the front.
No, so
I'm going to show you how the back works, how the nameplate works, which I'll say one more time is separate to this.
Yeah, and Louise will be showing us what to do with the front when she joins us later on, won't she?
So when I'm doing Groovy, I need to be on the back. So in other words, if I can read Groovy up at the top, then because I'm working backwards.
Yes.
Right. So let's say I'm going to come into I'm coming into here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just use a piece of parchment that I've already pre-cut. Right.
That's our lovely Indian summer designer parchment.
Okay. Is that in the buy one, get one free? So it's cut to 2.5 by 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can see when you mount it on white, it changes it. That's the magic of the translucency.
It is, yes.
So now the next thing about the designer parchment, if you're working with, let me just take a piece of larger white card here. If you're working, cool, you couldn't have done that with the old camera.
No.
Wouldn't have known what to do, would you?
Not a piece of card that size.
If you're working with coloured parchment, whether it's plain or designer, when you look at it, you'll see that one side is dull
and
one side is shiny.
Yeah.
Right. The shiny side is the back. The
Right,
shiny
okay.
side is the side where the ink is.
Yeah.
So you're working from the back of the parchment if you want it to be nice and sharp and white.
Yeah.
And you're also working from the you're working from the back of the parchment.
Yes.
So I'm just going to pop my name in there now.
Okay.
Right, and I'm going to go to, let's see, let's move it around. Let's just
have a look at a frame.
Let's just change. I tell you what, just have a look at the product,
yeah,
and let me just catch my breath here.
Okie doke. So the brand new kit, which is the Mini Makes Groovy kit, which gives you this lovely plate mate that Barb's been sharing with us, together with the floral, a set of 4 floral plates as well. Also, you're going to get 20 sheets of A5 parchment and 3 little pieces of our 5x7 petite toppers. This is sort of like random colours you're going to get in there. But this is great for backing onto your piece of clear parchment. So just like how Barb was showing with the designer parchment onto white card, you could do the same with the clear parchment onto a lovely colour background.
Good. So what I want to show you now is, if I take that shiny side before I start, in order to help the tool glide in the parchment, I'm just going to sweep over the top with a tumble dry sheet. Now, all this is in our starter kit, in our standard big starter kit.
Normal starter kit, yes.
Yeah, are we going to talk about that at all?
Yeah, we can bring that. It'll be a full screen thing. So do you want to bring that up now?
Well, let me just get started.
Okay.
And then we can show. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking the shiny side upwards.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use my Groovy tabs,
which comes in the starter kit as well, which we'll share with you in a moment.
And I'm just going to hold it over the side like so, and I'm just going to just use this. I've got loads of them here, look. Need a new one.
Use them on the Groovy guard is a good way of keeping them stored, isn't it?
Right. So now I'm using this, and it's in the right place. I want to make sure it's sitting right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then once I've got that, I just need to trace this out.
Okay.
Now to trace this out, I'm going to use, am I happy with the position, or do I want to come over a little bit? Just bear with me, because this is where you decide. Now there is actually an A5 plate mate, isn't there?
The calligraphy plate mate, yes, which we also have on the show. So say for example you wasn't working with a small piece of parchment which was 2.5 by 3.5, and you was working with say an A6 or an A5, it would overlap on the side of your plate.
Yes.
So we have our calligraphy plate.
Is my head in the way? Yeah. Let me come to this camera. That's better.
There we go.
It's just because my head is in the way otherwise.
So we've got the calligraphy plate mate, which will be on the show page, and what that does is I think we need to come over towards me a little bit, Bob.
Sorry.
There we go.
Sorry.
We don't rarely use this camera now, do we?
No, I know. Don't need to. We were always jumping to this one before, weren't we? But you can see I'm just using the number 1 tool to glide in there, and then I'm just going to go round
on those scallops.
Yeah.
If you wanted to introduce those scallops, you can. If you wanted to, you could leave those out and maybe use some multi-needle tools, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Because it's giving you that frame.
I'm just sticking to the actual, and I'm using the number 1 tool from the kit.
Yeah.
And I'm just sticking to the actual
design. As it comes.
Yeah, just as it comes, just to show you. See, and this is where that A5
plate mate comes into play, so that you don't lean over and mark the edges.
That's it. But, to be fair, we didn't want to make it, a big investment again. It's just for those of you at home, if you've already got the A5 plate mate, it's really useful at this point.
And I think Louise will be using that later on this afternoon when she's doing her demonstration, because she started with a larger piece of parchment.
That's right.
And she'll go over the edges on that.
So I'm just using the number 1 tool now to go round, and I think you can see this okay, can't you?
You can see it sort of coming over. Yeah.
So if I come in here and I just keep my head out of the way, I think you can see.
It's magic. It's like sort of Etch-a-Sketch, isn't it?
There. And so you can see as I go round, I just stay in that.
And if you jump out, nothing happens.
Nothing happens unless I catch it on another one of the designs.
Yeah.
Right. But when I lift this away now, what you'll see is, because I was working on the shiny side of the parchment, when I turn it over, you'll get a really beautiful white edge. So you've got your frame now. And when you add it, if I put the white behind it now, it really packs a punch.
And it's
the designer,
perfect every single time.
Yes, of course. The parchment really...
The plate it gives you that line art with precision every time.
Exactly. So now, for example, I can decide, let me say I'm going to use my name.
Yeah.
Right? Let's use my name.
So
I'm going to start, but I'm going to pop my name. I'm going to keep it simple.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to put my name in the middle there. And then I'll decide, I want to say designed by, but let's just say I'll put my name in.
Yeah.
And then I'll build the rest around it.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got my name in there.
Yeah.
Just to show you, and I'm working on the back still. And it's straight. So what I'm using is I'm using these lines here.
To give you your reference.
Yes, but you could always, if you preferred to, you could always, see, this is a good thing as well. It's Groovy
The Groovy guard. Yeah.
It isolates where you're working, stops you leaning
Especially on the smaller pieces of artwork as well.
Exactly.
Because you've cut it to size.
Excuse me.
It's all about sort of that you can catch it on your arm or your sleeve.
So because I'm working backwards,
would you like some water?
Sorry.
Okay. So what we'll do, just while Barb's just sorting it out, we'll bring the details up on the screen. Barb's just going to have a drink. So for this kit, 42457, the price is $28.98. Are we good to go again, Barb?
You can talk while I do.
All right, I'll talk. Okay. So we've got the kit, which gives you the flowers together with the plate mate that Barb's using. You've got 20 sheets of the A5 parchment, and you can see how easy it is to achieve with that. Now, don't forget, if you want your personal plate, which really today's show is all about, because we've never ever been able to bring you a personalized Groovy plate before. So with a little bit of sort of working out how we can do it, we've just made it so easy for you. You take that item number 42459. When you add it to your basket, you'll get that little pop-up box that says special instructions. And it's at that point you need to put in what you would like, what your name or a name on your personalized Groovy plate. Okay, it's got a maximum of 13 characters, including spaces, punctuation on your first name, and the same for your second name as well.
Right, so thanks, Paul. So you can see how, and the price is unbeatable, really.
$19.99. You know, it really is for what's involved.
That is quite something.
It is.
You know, so you can see here I've put the name in.
Yeah.
And because I've attached it with the Groovy plates to the plate mate.
Yeah.
You can see that let me just pan out. You can see I can turn it over and I can check my progress.
Yeah.
And if I've missed a little bit, or I want to reinforce a little bit, then I can turn it back, relocate, and it goes straight back to where it was.
And that's the beauty of a plate mate. In all of the different configurations that we do, the plate mate was in order for you to be able to attach your parchment to it to be able to do exactly what Barb's just shown.
So now I've got my front. I'm happy with that. And now I've got to decide, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to design by.
Okay.
And I could use the same font because that's the way we designed it.
Yeah.
So I could use the same font and I can pop that in there like so, designed by.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good. Or I could use a different font and see what that looks like. So I'm quite happy to use a different font.
I think it looks quite fresh having those two different fonts together.
I do. And what I'm using is I'm just using the I'm using the lines on the plate mate.
On the frame,
just to make sure that it's straight. I mean, it's worth spending a little time. That has pretty much had it now. Let's see. That's better. Groovy tabs are available.
They are indeed. They come in an accessories kit, but they also come in the starter kit, which we'll share with you in a moment.
So I want to use. So I'm looking at which designed by I'm using.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go to that one there because I think that's rather nice. That one.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm after.
Okay.
So let's just see if that works. And I'm gonna just go in there again. This is for the benefit of somebody who's not sure how to do this.
Yeah, and also it gives suggestions on composition as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you want to put your name right at the bottom? Do you maybe just want to go smack bang in the middle of the frame?
Yeah.
So
there's so many different options, Paul.
There
you know?
is.
And what you'll find is mixing the fonts is also really great. So I like that font because it's quite like a signature.
Yeah.
And then this font is more blocky, sans serif it's called.
Yes.
It's got no swirls or right. So we could go like that. But you know, you could see from the other artwork, which we'll have a look at in a minute, how you can really change
There's
it
so
up.
many different combinations, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right. So let me just take this out of the way. And when we turn this over now, you'll see that just sits in there beautifully.
Look at that. That just looks so professional.
It does. And then I can take, so once I put that to the back, doesn't that look, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Can we
now,
come in on that?
Yeah.
Look at that.
So it looks so pretty. Now, one of the things I really like, right? Little things.
Really.
Well, let's say I want to add, just because I can, I like the little dragonfly, okay? So I look at that and I think, yeah, I really want to put a dragonfly there, but when I go like that, he's facing the wrong way.
He's flying away.
Yeah, so I'm going to turn him round, see? So we'll turn him round.
How
and now
easy is that?
Yeah, so now he's facing the right way. If you want to secure it so that he stays in place while you're working, then that's what your Groovy tabs are for. Like little things are what give you pleasure for me.
And for that dragonfly, as you say, he's going in that direction, but just by turning the direction, he's turned direction.
Yeah, that's right. Because you can make him go in he can fly in any direction, this little fella.
Yeah.
Right. So now he's there and he's pointing inwards, which is the way I wanted him. Right. So nice. Sometimes it's good to go over the lines twice. Can you puncture the parchment? Not easily.
No.
I certainly.
As long as you've wiped with the tumble dry sheet, which creates the sort of the lubrication on the parchment, you're unlikely to.
So we've got him in place now.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And then there's one more little finishing trick that I really like.
Really.
Right. So on here, let's go back in here.
Okay.
It's me potted plants. I could pick a plant, any plant. I love these. I love the dots. I know it's simple, but it's enough make a difference. So let's just take this and then I'm going to show you. So I can read Groovy, which means I'm on the right side. You can hear it.
Yeah, when you run your fingers over it. Yeah.
I need to be on the back of this, and this time I don't need to actually secure it all the time. So I'll just hold it in place, and then I'll just add some dots to my artwork. Here we go.
So you're just pressing into the
So I'm just pressing into the dots like that with my number 1. This will work nicely. Look, and then when I get to the pot plant, I know I need to come over that way a little bit, right? So what I'm focusing on is the area around the writing. Do you see?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go like that, and I can always check my progress. It's not a race. Right, you watch. Let's have a look. Right, and you just put your dots where you think you need them. And then if you're feeling need a couple more there.
Yeah.
Right, so you just find them over here.
They look like little stars,
don't they? I love it.
Really.
And it's just those little things like that. There you go. Doesn't that look lovely?
That is. And can we compare it to one that hasn't got one? Because I know there's one in your little folder. Just to show it, that little tiny little bit really does make a difference, doesn't it? By not having those little dots in.
There you go. So you can see how it just changes, just little touches. And that one's still asking for love from, or made with, love by, or, so created by, etc., etc. But I just think that this really does show off how they work.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg, isn't
Yeah,
it? You've just
yeah.
taken one frame,
So I've got another
you've
one that I
taken
made.
one font with your name on, you've taken one font
Yeah.
from the 3 different sentiments as well.
There you go.
And
I'm just cracking them out. Look at this.
I know, so
There
you're
you
good
go.
to
There's
go.
another
So,
one.
and just because they're parchment doesn't mean that you can't put them on the back of a stamped card or
Not at all.
artwork. Maybe you do lovely, well, you do 12 by 12 canvases.
They look very nice
Wouldn't
on the
that
back.
look, for me, that would look a little bit more luxurious than it's sort of like a stamped effect, wouldn't it?
Having said that, though,
We've
right,
got our
before
person-
Louise
Yeah.
comes, I really would like to just show off the stamp,
Yep.
personalised. So let's just
Let's
recap.
go to the recap. Yeah,
Let's
I'm going to go
recap.
back to the pack shop.
Right, and then we've got loads of artwork here. I think
Yep.
it would be a really good idea when I hand over to Louise.
While we're doing that, yeah.
When we hand over to Louise, I think it'd be a really good idea for you and her just to spend 5 minutes looking at this beautiful artwork before she starts her demo.
Definitely.
How's that sound?
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I would really like to show
so do you want to
off.
have a clear up a little
Yeah.
bit, and I'll go through some details on the screen. So if you're looking for that mini makes kit, the item number for that is 42457. It's a $9.99 saving, which is the equivalent of your parchment. And talking of parchment, it's currently buy one get one free. So you can go to our show page and you'll see all that in there. If you want the personalized, then this is where it really comes into its own right. The item number for that is 42459. It's $19.99. When you add it into your basket, you'll get a little pop-up that says special instructions, and it's at that point you need to type in what it is you want your personal plate to say. Then if you're after the items individually, if you want the plate mate, 42448. If you want the flowers on their own, item number 42460. If you want the other ones, the mini potted flowers that Barb was just showing, those little dots in the background, the item number for that is 42458. Then, right, moving on to that. If you want your folders, I'm sure they're flying out the door. So let me just have a look at those ones. Oh, another thing that works really well is the little paper swatches.
So,
you know, they fit
yeah.
perfectly behind that as well. So
Marvelous.
we were showing those on Friday, which is 31760.
Yeah, they're very good.
And they fit in those little folders as well.
They're ideal as
really,
little
really
paper
good.
cut.
Yeah.
So when you go to the little backgrounds like that,
Yeah, they're perfect for that.
you know, I tell you what, I could just click to this camera to show you. So this is a beautiful example. In fact, if I just go like this and I reach
a lot of them.
for any one of these, you can see when you look at the samples, that's a designer one, but all of these are companion paper
papers.
swatches.
And that's those little swatches which we've got on the screen.
That's it. So that little, but you can see the colour that the parchment, this is all clear parchment, which is in the kit.
It is.
But it's also buy one, get one free at the moment.
It is indeed, all like parchment. But it just brings
But look how beautiful they look.
Yeah.
When you put them on the background, these companion papers. That's quite lovely, isn't it?
It really is. It really, and I mean, Louise has done a lovely masterpiece as well, which we'll show you when she joins us.
I'm going to let her show you that though. So I tell you what I'm going to do then, Paul, if that's all right. I'm just going to gently put this artwork to one side.
Absolutely.
And I'm just going to show off the stamps. And then
stamps.
Right, so we've got the stamps to show you. I love these, and they have the same function.
Yes.
But they're stamps.
Yeah.
So if you just take a look here, you can see that we've got, if you like, we've got lots of different possibilities, but we've got 4 different frames.
Yes.
So when you order your personal stamp, what you actually get is 4 different frames and 4 different frames and 3 different sizes.
One frame.
No, but you can pick. You pick one frame.
Yeah.
But you can pick your font inside.
Absolutely.
So for example, I've got this frame here. I've got these 4 sets of stamps, right? And they will actually, I can write whatever I want inside.
Yes.
So for example, I can pick let me just show you, it's easier on here. you've got your 4 frames.
Yeah, so you choose one of those.
So you can choose any one, the doodle frame, the floral frame, the grunge frame, or the woodland frame, right? So you can woodland
yeah.
frame, right? So you pick any one of your 4 frames, and then you could pick your font style.
Yes.
So you've got 4 different font styles, just like we've got on the Groovy plate. So you pick one of your font styles. So you could pick this frame,
yeah,
and that style.
Yes.
And then you can put anything you want, as long as it's up to 19 characters. So that's got a doodle font, a floral font, a grunge font, and a woodlands font. You don't have to have that one with that one, that one with that one. No. I could take the woodlands font and I could put it in the doodle frame.
Yeah.
I can pick any one of these. That's what I was trying to say. And then I can write anything inside it.
Yeah.
So for example, this one, which is the floral frame, my stamp says barbaragrayblog.com.
Perfect.
Right? Or I can pick the grunge frame and it just says Love Barb.
Nice.
Or I can pick, that's what I'm trying to say here. I've got one that says Barbara Gray. I just got my name on it.
Yeah.
But it comes in 3 different sizes.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, provided you can write what you like in there.
Yes.
Your email address, your name, whatever you want, and you will get that in 3 different sizes in whichever frame you want.
Yeah.
This is what's called a no carbon required form.
Yes.
And what that means is you fill it out, right? You tell us where we should send the finished stamp. When you order this is what you get.
We will send you this, yes.
This is what you'll get.
Yeah.
And it will come with a free post envelope as well. You'll fill it out. There's no carbon required. So you fill it out with a biro and it goes through 3 layers.
Yeah.
You take the top 2 layers.
Yeah.
You peel them off and you put them in the envelope, send them to us.
Yes.
You keep the pink one for proof that you sent it to us.
And what you've requested.
And what you've requested, right? And then when we send you your stamp back, we send you back your form telling you this is what you ordered and this is what you got.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
So that's how it works. If you order your personalized stamp, you don't do that online. It's more complicated than the Groovy one.
Yeah.
So you literally, you pick your frame, you pick your font, and you tell us what you want it to say, and we'll do the rest.
Absolutely.
You just send us those 2 forms.
Those 2.
So those are the 4 different frames, actual size. That's what I wanted to show you. There's
so for that, if you just want your personalized stamp with that frame, the item number for that is 21218. And that's 1999. 1999. Now,
the same as with the Groovy plates.
Yeah.
We've also got
stamp versions. Haven't we?
Stamp versions.
Of
so
finishing.
So you've got your custom plate now. That's the equivalent. What we've just shown you with the stamps is the equivalent of your little name plate.
Yes.
That's the equivalent of that, but a lot more involved because you've got the frame and everything, which is really brilliant. But then you've also got these sets,
yes,
which I want to show you now because they tie in with the grunge or the woodland or the. So let me just show you these now. These are really, really excellent. So if I come in a bit closer, then you can see them. So this, for example, is the set that comes with. It's called the grunge set.
Yep. So you can buy the frames on that. Maybe you've already got one of your personalized stamps already and you want to change your frames. You can buy this on its own. Alternatively, if you want to buy it with the personalized stamp and the frames, then the item number there is 31212. You've got a £5 saving by buying both of those at the same time.
But the thing is, you don't have to have bought the grunge set to buy this. You can pick and mix.
Yeah,
it's a real pick and mix. So you've got the grunge collection here. If you see them in action, you can see here, there's your frame.
Yeah.
There's your little element there.
Elements on there.
There's your topper and your tailor there. Right. And there's my personalized
stamp in the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
So really, really lovely. The ideas behind this, here we go. So you've got the
little
tag.
Yeah.
Say you make things.
Yeah.
Right.
Pottery, maybe.
Pottery, honey, anything.
Yeah.
Right. Jam. Handmade by pottery. Yeah, I could do these. Do you know what? I've just had a thought. Right. Handmade by.
Yeah.
Right. That's there. Little heart is there.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then
that's
the frame.
it. And then the frames. That's just the tags.
Yeah.
So that's the grunge one.
Yeah.
Then we've got I love this one. So this one is the woodland birds.
Yeah.
There you go. So I'll show you a piece of artwork using that one. I love this artwork. Look at that. Jane Telford. Made with love by, and she's used that in the finished artwork.
Isn't that
nice?
Lovely?
Yep.
So the item number for that one is 31213 if you want the set, but if you just want the stamp on its own, then it's 21217.
There you go. Then we've got the third one, which is floral, beautiful, right? So again, you use the floral one to create all manner of lovely borders.
It is, isn't it? You've got the little frames, you've got the sort of like the top and the tails, you've got the little elements, and then you've got on this one, you've got created by, handmade by, made with love by.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. And there are lots of lovely little elements. So that's the one for the florals.
Yep, 31211 with that saving of £5.
That's it. And then finally, and I think this is my personal favourite, apart from the woodland one, and the grunge.
apart from
the woodland and the grunge. This is the doodle one.
Doodle one.
And this has got these gorgeous, these are lovely, look. So just show you a couple of examples. Designed by Dee Paramore. Look at these. They're so gorgeous.
They look lovely, just coloured in.
Yeah, I know. And that's just using that one there. And then the sides are using that one there.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Sides.
And
Isn't
then
that
you've got
gorgeous?
Designed by there, and then Dee Paramore.
Oh, no, that's that one there, look.
Oh, it looks, yeah, different colours in, doesn't it?
There you go. That's it there. So, and then you've got Designed by up there, and then Dee Paramore, that was from her personal stamp. So that's the other option is you've got 4 different sets of stamps.
Yeah.
And then you've got your personal option.
Stamp as well.
And you can, with the stamps, you can mix and match a go-go.
Because if you've gone for sort of like where you get the frames as well that Barbara's just sharing with you, we'll send you that set of stamps, we'll send you the form. So if you've gone for the Barb's favourite, the doodle frames, and you've also gone for the personalised stamp as well, when you get that form, you can go for whatever option you on the form.
Exactly.
You could go for the grunge, and you can go for this, and you can go for that.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing, it was a really clever idea by Dee, right? It's just labels. I mean, we've all got, labels.
Oh, yeah, just get those from the high street stationers.
You literally just peel and stick. So you can, if you're working, look.
Oh, yeah.
So lovely. And every single one is original, look. And they're so nice to do,
isn't it?
aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a grunge one, a floral one, woodlands one.
Woodland.
Depending on what you're making, what colour. But I just thought that was a really well worth noting as well.
Because you can colours as well, doesn't it?
So you can have a whole label making session.
Yeah.
Or if you've got jam,
Yes. Yeah, they'd be great.
Handmade by Dee Paramore. Bosh.
Yeah. Really good. And depending on the style, like the florals and the grunge, I mean, that would still look lovely on jam, even though it's quite grungy and arty, wouldn't it?
But every single one of them is a little mini work of art.
Yeah.
But the key is, of course, that you get your set with your words or whatever it is you want inside,
in the 3
and
different
then
sizes.
that gives you the opportunity to do larger work. So, for example, larger elements. I just want to show you that you can take that, and then that becomes your outer edge.
So it's not just a frame; it's
yeah.
just a lovely piece of artwork.
It's a lovely
as well,
framer
isn't
as
it?
well.
Yeah.
We thought, well, we're going to send you the words, your name, so we might as well send you a beautiful frame to celebrate.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's me. I'm done. I really like these, and I'm very, very happy to hand over to Paul and Louise now, because I think it's time to just take one more look at what's on offer today.
Yeah.
and then settle down with a cup of tea and watch an expert do what she does best.
Yes,
How's that?
absolutely. Perfect.
So thank you very much. I'm off ski. We've only got 2 microphones, so I've got to hand mine to Louise now, and then you're going to see something quite spectacular. So don't go anywhere. Bye-bye. Bye.
So what we'll do, I'm just going to go to some pack shots just so we can clear the decks a little bit. So if you're interested in what we've been bringing you brand new today, you've got that Mini Makes Groovy kit, which is item number 42457. Should be £39.97. You've got a £9.99 saving, which brings it down to £28.98. Now, if you belong to our club and you are a Diamond Club member, that brings it down to £24.63. But really, the whole show today has been about bringing you something brand new that we've never been able to do before, which is the personalised Groovy nameplate. The item number for that is 42459. And don't forget, when you add that into your basket, at that point, you then type in what it is you want your nameplate to say. It has a maximum of, I think it was 13 characters, in like letters, hyphens, but a maximum of 13 for both your first name and your second name. The price for that is £19.99. However, if you're a Diamond Club member, that brings it down to £16.99. Also on the show, brand new today, are the potted flowers. Now, these are great. So these are all 2.5 by 3.5 inches, and they work perfectly within the plate mate that comes within that kit, but is also available individually as well. Now, don't forget, we also have a bog off on our parchment. If you go to our claritycrafts.com website and you go to the little button that says Clarity TV in the top right hand corner, when you go in there, you'll see everything that we've been sharing with you during these past hour and 10 minutes so far. And in there, you've got your parchment. Pop one of those into your basket and we will send you 2 of them. Now, if you like the idea of having a personalized stamp, then if you want the stamp on its own, the item number for that is 21218. And when you add that into your basket, what we do is we send you that no carbon required form for you to complete. So maybe you want to buy somebody's birthdays coming up and you think, oh, this would be a great present for them, but I don't know what they want on it. Then you can buy this for them, give them the form together with the prepaid envelope, and then when it's their birthday, they can decide exactly what they want to go for and then send that back to us, and we will then make it and send it onwards. Now, if you like those frames that Barb was sharing with us, you can go for the doodle frames, which is an A5 square stamp set together with your personalized stamp. The item number for that is 31210. So you've got a £5 saving on that. Maybe you like the floral collection. The item number for that is 31211. Then the third one in that collection is 31212. And again, £5 saving. And then finally, if you want the woodland, item number 31213. And before we join Louise, I know the folders that I'm guessing have been very busy. Black is 31755. Then we've got the blue, which is item number 31756. Green, 31758. And pink, 31757. And with those, I know we have cleared out the supply of those and they're not due back in until the middle of March. Right, are you ready for us, Louise?
I am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I had a quick outfit change.
A quick outfit change. Louise, if you joined us at the beginning of the hour, she had a jumper on that came up there, and the microphone wouldn't have worked very well.
Yeah, no, so button top now.
So luckily, Louise lives literally 5 minutes down the road. So she was able to go home and change.
Yeah, the quickest change you've ever seen.
It is. So I thought before we get started, should we have a look at some of the artwork that the lovely design
I would
team
love
have
to,
been
actually.
sharing with us?
Yes,
so what I'm going to do, I'm not going to cover up your work. I'm just going to put this on so it's easier, so that when you're ready to go, we can just lift that off. Okay, and then get ready. So let's have it. Oh, where do we start?
I know there's so many lovely pieces.
Okay, so I'm going to put a couple of pieces. I'm going to let you talk about them, Louise, because you're, I mean, you will know. Oh, right. Okay, let's go to the overhead. Just bear with me for a moment. There we go. So look at these lovely little sort of mini makes
They are
or
beautiful, aren't they?
ATCs.
Definitely. I love.
It's an Australian one.
Love it when it's upside down. Yeah, this one's beautiful. This one's so colourful. I love how, and the gold around the outside.
I'm guessing that's a Josie. Josie's good at the gold on that.
Oh, Jane.
Jane. Wow, Jane's
wow, you surprised us.
I tell you what we're going to do, Louise. We're going to zoom in a little bit more closer so we can see them in a little bit more detail.
Wow.
Really, there we go. So if we just bring those down to there, and then we'll just bring them in. There we go. Look at two at a time, I reckon.
Yeah.
So we can see that one there that I thought was Josie because of the gold.
Oh, yeah.
Jane.
That is beautiful, isn't it? So colourful.
And then the one next to that. So what technique is this? If our friends are tuning in for the first time, what type of technique is this on that one?
This is beautiful shadow embossing.
This is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so gorgeous and so perfect. The way that there's the light of the white work against the shadow, it looks really elegant and beautiful.
It does, doesn't it? It looks so natural and 3D.
And the tool work around the outside is beautiful as well. I love that tool.
I wonder who did that one. Should we have a look? Okay,
Josie.
so that one's a Josie Davidson.
Josie.
Okay, and then should we, if we do like a little conveyor belt, so there we go. So we go up and we go up like, oh, look at that.
Oh, another
synchronized.
Fuchsia. Perfect. I love fuchsias. They're so beautiful.
So we've got our fuchsia. And so these have been used in a combination of the plate mate. So for example, this set of flowers here is on the plate mate.
Oh, yes.
And then it's taken the flower pot from the potted flowers.
Yes, because there's tulips, wasn't there? And there's
there is indeed. Yep. So we've got all of those.
That's perfect,
then should we have a look at the next two underneath? We'll slide those up. There we go.
Another fuchsia. Wow, it's beautiful.
So I'll move those ones out the way.
Oh, and the white work on the daffodils is beautiful as well, isn't it?
It's really nice, isn't it? And I think although we're showing these as like little mini makes, they could be toppers on a card, couldn't they?
Definitely, yeah. Toppers on cards, or make them square.
Yeah.
And then you can layer and make the cards slightly larger, or put your lace work around them, or some tool work.
It's great, isn't it? And even if you're new to Groovy, then you've got so many different ways of using the little plates within that collection, haven't you?
Definitely. And I like the way that the little PTC plates, they have just enough room where you can do your tool work around the outside as well.
Right, okay. So the plates themselves are 2.5 by 3.5 inches. But could you bring one of your little plates into the side, Louise? If I just move that one out the way, and we'll swap that one over with one of the plates.
The one that comes in the plate, mate.
So this frame here, the internal frame, let's just turn that one up. This internal frame here allows you then to be able to create some beautiful multi-needle tool work around the outside if you want to.
Perfect. Just enough room.
Yeah.
To do anything around the edge that you wanted to. Just a layer of scallops or the angle tools.
Or the angle tool, the Pico Vs, the semicircles.
Anything really.
Work
Any
really
tool work
well.
you wanted to use around the edges.
Okay, so let's push those ones up and bring the next ones in.
Oh.
It's like a little jigsaw, this, isn't it?
I don't know if you can see, but there's this beautiful glitter on this.
If you give it a little wiggle towards.
Wiggle.
There we go. So that's got some perga glitter on there.
Yeah, so they've
really, really lovely on that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. And the edging in the corners is beautiful as well. They've just used a corner that was on the plate mate. And it just made it a little bit larger in the corners.
Extend it.
Yeah.
Because, of course, that's what you can do, can't you? let's
Yeah,
have a look.
it's
Got
beautiful.
some more pieces here. We'll
Zoop.
just slide those up. So
Oh,
now
lovely and
this is
colourful.
using the plates that come within the middle of that plate mate.
Yes. So that's a really lovely plate to go in the plate mate, because you've got a card straight there with floral gardens, and then you can add some flowers that are on the plate mate as well. You've got some lovely corners on the plate mate.
Nice.
But yeah, beautiful.
Okay, and then we'll show two more, and we'll show a little bit more a little bit later on. So let's bring these two pieces in here to show. I'm going to zoom out now.
Oh, yeah.
So there we go. So now
Larger
we
cards.
can see that we can make larger cards as well as making smaller cards as well.
Yes. Yeah, that's beautiful. The square, and there's some glitter again around the edge.
Yeah.
On the scallops, and they've made their tool work on that. They look a bit like shells, don't they?
They do, and you're going to share that with us today, aren't you? You're going to show us how
I'm going
to
to
do
show
that.
you how to do that.
Okay, and they've decorated the flower pot with the little flowers.
Yes, that's beautiful, isn't it?
That's
and you can
really
decorate
nice.
the flower pot with all sorts of different elements from the plate mate as well.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
And then I wonder who did this one, Louise.
Oh, I don't know. That would be me.
So this is rather special because you've got, this is Linda's pretty pocket.
It is,
isn't
yeah.
it?
I fell in love with that. I thought, oh, that would be perfect to showcase Linda's pocket, because you can put an ATC in, ATC or a PTC in there.
Yeah, it could be a little gift voucher, couldn't it?
Or
Can we have a look at what's inside? Are you able to gently pull that one
I'll
out?
show you the tulip. There we go. And a little tulip on the front.
And has that one got anything on the back of that one?
No.
Did you put anything? No, you kept that one
blank.
blank. But I mean, when we look at the artwork, I mean, it is, isn't it, all about sort of like the personalisation.
When you're sending your PTCs to your PTC friend in the group, then you can put it on the back, and it just looks very professional, doesn't it?
It does, and look, you can see all the design team, how using their personalised plate, using all the different, you've got 4 different fonts to share with you. And I mean, there's just so many to look at, isn't there?
There's some very beautiful fonts, I will say. There's some handwriting looking ones, and then you've got the scripted ones, and the printed ones. You've got quite a few to choose from, depending on what you fancy.
I mean, if you just want designed by Jill Askham or design, obviously you'd have your own name.
So also there's a little bit of shadow, isn't there, behind the title, so you can really make it pop.
Yeah. And then we've got one masterpiece to share with her. And so this is what, if you want to bring your lovely piece of artwork in. So do you want to start it at the front? Is that where it starts, Louise?
Yeah,
there we
start
go.
it from the front. So this is the front. It had a little ribbon around it. And then as you open it up, it's just full of lots of different PTCs. I wanted to showcase how many different designs you can make from mostly the plate mate and a couple of the little plates, really. So we've got the frame from the plate mate.
Oh, of course, yeah, that's one of the frames on the plate mate.
Yeah, I've coloured that in gold.
Yeah.
And just used some of the decorative corners just to make it
the
longer.
Little dots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really lovely decorative little piece in the corners on the side are really lovely.
Oh, of course, yeah. So if I bring in the plate mate here, you mean this bit here?
Yes, I've used this.
Yeah.
And then I've used this lovely decorative corner here and just made it longer.
Right.
So just kept on moving this along.
Oh, that one there.
Longer, yeah.
To infill there.
Yeah. So I made it just rectangular instead of a corner.
Right, okay. And then the next panel is then using this one, isn't it?
It is, yeah, using that one, and then a couple of the little butterflies which are hiding over here.
Hiding over there.
There's just so many little bits that you just look at and you think, oh, that would actually be good. And you trying to find them all.
Yeah, and then we look at this one here.
Yep. So I've used one of the, where is it? There it is. I've used that.
Oh, you've used that. Okay, that element there. So let's bring that one round like that. There we go. So there it's there. And so you've used that just to go through the middle.
Keep on going along diagonally. Just use the diagonal plate just to make little flowers.
Little flowers in the background. Lovely. And then this one. So you've taken springies here from one of the plates.
I have, yeah. I thought that would be we're hoping. Spring's here
Spring
soon.
is here.
I've used the scallop circle plate. I like that one.
Right, okay, for the little bit in the middle.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then just use the flowers on the plate mate just to make a little background here.
That's so lovely, isn't it? And then obviously designed
and
by
then
the
obviously
lovely
that
Louise.
is from my lovely plate. I was very excited
Golding.
when I saw that come in the
That's
post.
great, isn't it?
Yeah, because it
And
just
then
makes things
what have we got on the
professional.
reverse? Because it's not just the one
No.
side, it's the two sides.
It is.
So that's that same flower again.
Yeah, so I've just changed the direction of one just to go the other way.
Yeah.
I've used gold ink, the micro gold ink,
Yeah.
just to create the title on it instead of using the
The
emboss.
Groovy
I've just
plate.
traced over.
Yeah.
And then just some of the flowers that were on the plate that is in the with the plate mate.
Oh, in the plate mate, the little flowers. Oh, those little flowers there.
Yeah,
it's just those flowers
ones.
there.
And then I've just kind of scratched a few lines to make little stems with the flower tool in the background to give it a bit more interest.
Clever. Nice. And then we've got the little bouquet of flowers there.
Yeah, so that is from, where's it gone? It's on here somewhere. There it is.
Is it that one there?
Yep.
Okay, so let's just turn that around a little bit. So this little bouquet here
Yep.
is the center. I'll do that like so. So
Yeah.
the center is that there.
Yes.
And you've got that ribbon, that little
got
ribbon
that
coming
little
down the
ribbon.
middle,
Yeah, this
which
bit
is
here.
there.
I've just kind of searched the plate mate.
Considering there's such beautiful small pieces of artwork, you've really crammed in a lot into a little area, haven't you?
I did get overexcited with using the PTCs. I just had so much creativity from this one plate mate.
Yeah.
There's just so many little bits that you can make cards with on this.
And then you've got your tulips. So this is from the potted flower collection.
So yes, I received the tulips. They're beautiful. I like the tulips.
Really nice. And then moving on, then we've got the little circle. So that
scallop
nested
circle.
scallop again.
It is, yeah, the nested scallop circle. Just use that with the little flowers that.
Which is
this little
let's
piece
bring
here.
that one down.
Just use that in a circle, just to create a nice little.
Wow, and the little
flower
butterfly
circle.
just there.
Yeah, the little butterfly. I use that a lot. I like butterflies. And then the front cover
front of it
is it's using the plate that comes with the plate mate again
at the bottom. Yeah.
And then just one of the, I think it's this element here I've used.
That one there.
That one.
And
just to create
the corners.
The corners, and then one of the words "love" that came from one of the plates.
One of the plates on the.
I came from this one.
Oh, it came from the flowers, set of 4 flowers that comes in that Mini Makes Groovy kit.
Yeah, and then just put love in the middle with that little corner. I tend to use that corner quite a lot as well. Where is it? There it is.
That one there, just for the
corner.
to create a little box.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
okay,
lots of colouring as well.
That is the time and the effort, and they're all individual little pieces of artwork, aren't they? But you just managed to put them all in that beautiful collection in a like little. Yeah, it is. It's like a little keepsake, isn't it?
Yeah, you could send that to.
I wouldn't send that. You'd be a very special person to receive that. That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
so what are you going to share with us during the course of this hour? Let me take that off for you so you can show us where we're going.
So I'm going to be using the plate mate.
Okay, so let's come back on the overhead. Do you want to show us what we're going to make first?
Yes.
Or what you're going to make first?
Yes, so it's going to be this piece here.
Come in, I'm going to zoom in really close so we can really look at that.
So
there we go.
Blue and yellow.
Lovely colours.
I chose to use blue because of the February PTC colour.
Yes.
Baby blue for the PTCs.
Yeah.
I think the title is "It's Cold Outside."
Yeah, it's definitely cold outside today.
It is cold outside, so that's a perfect title for February. So the baby blue is because of the month, and just a little bit of yellow. I think Linda Williams likes using blue and yellow quite a lot as well.
Yeah,
it's a nice colour combination, I think.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Would you like to sit down, Louise?
Thank you.
I'm sure it'd be a lot more comfortable, wouldn't it?
Wheelie seat.
There we go. It's I'll push you in slightly because on this chair, I'm glad nobody can watch. The chair on the. Are you at the right position to work?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's zoom out then. Where do we get started on this then?
Okay, so what I thought we'd do, so I've got my platemate, and
So this is the new platemate.
this is the new platemate today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've got the calligraphy
Platemate.
That's on the show that goes around, so it holds it all in place. So if you have an A4 bit of parchment,
Yeah.
then you know it's not gonna, tool's not gonna run off
Crease.
and crease.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, so the first thing I thought we'd do is I get my bit of parchment.
Yeah.
I thought I would just do the outside edge.
Okay.
That's what we do. So where's my little tumble dryer sheet? Very important.
Okay, so you're going to wipe your parchment with your tumble dry sheet, and
Yes.
why do we do that?
This is so because the tool would scratch without it. So
Okay.
kind of, what's the word?
Allows it, lubricates the
Lubricates the
parchment.
parchment, so it's just easy just to glide your tool along. So I've got the number 1 and 2 from the
Starter kit. Yeah.
I always use that one. I find it more comfortable to hold personally.
Okay.
So let's get my Groovy guard and my Groovy sticker tabs.
And do you prefer to work with a larger piece and then cut down, or?
I like to use large because I will use the sides to create another one. I'll do 4 on this bit of parchment usually. So let's just get the Groovy tool.
So that's going to
Groovy
hold our
tabs.
parchment place, stop it moving around.
And my trusty Groovy guard. This helps. Right, so what I do is I'll always do number 2 first.
Right.
I do number 2 first.
Yeah.
Mainly because I find it gives a sharper edge when I'm finished, but it kind of just makes the parchment just edge easier. You put the number 1 in. I find sometimes if you put number 1 in straight away, sometimes if your sticker tabs, what's it called, tumble dry sheet hasn't worked completely, then it doesn't stop it from scratching.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a good tip.
Yeah. So that's the box.
Okay.
So the next thing I'm going to do is going to get my playmates there. You know, when you're searching on your desk for things
And it's
at home,
right
and you think,
there
it's right
underneath
there.
you.
It's like your glasses when you take glasses off. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to find the little butterfly.
Yeah.
And the butterfly is going to go into the corners.
Okay.
So we can either do that way, or we can do it that way.
So whatever feels comfortable for you.
Yeah. See, I like the butterfly poking outwards. So let's just get my Groovy guard. So let's go in. You can go into it with your number 1 tool first.
I suppose it's just what you get used to, isn't it?
It's your preference. I just find for me, it works.
And it's all about
easier.
enjoying the process, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. And it is an enjoyable process when you can spend hours just doing this. Just takes time, but it's the time where you can just escape, can't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Easy to do. You look up and you think, oh, no housework done. Oops.
Housework? What is that?
What's that? Yeah, when you're crafting, it's more enjoyable, isn't it, than housework?
Definitely.
A lot more enjoyable. So yes, I would just using my.
You're going to put a butterfly in each corner. I suppose when you look at the different elements you've got on that plate, on the platemate itself.
Yes, there are so many.
You've got flowers you could use in the corners. You've got dragonflies. You've got little bouquets of flowers. You've got the bumblebees.
Oh no, there's just so many little elements. We really cram the platemate full of little bits and pieces that you can use. So it's all about getting the best for your money, really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Jazz could have squeezed any more onto this plate.
I think she's done very well.
She's done very well.
Getting all of these little pieces for us to play with. Do that. Butterflies. It is just the enjoyment of doing it, isn't it, really?
And I think it's, as I say, it's part of that process that you sort of I mean, where do you get your ideas and your inspiration from?
So yeah, this is my favourite part really, is just looking at the platemate and just looking at all of the intricate pieces and working out a bit of artwork. I find that's a really enjoying part for me. I like to have, I don't know, these ideas, they come from, I suppose, looking at other people's work and just thinking, oh, that would be good, but in this way, maybe I'll try it this way, and just getting ideas. And sometimes it just, I don't know, they just pop into my head. So yeah, so we got the 4 butterflies in the corners.
Okay.
So then I'm just going to use this box here.
The little scalloped one.
Yeah, I like this one. So let's, I'm going to do it from, so the scallops are on the outside.
Ah, I wondered, because I could, when I saw your piece of artwork, I thought, oh, where's the scallops and then the frame? And yeah.
Yeah, so this is, I like the scallops. It gives a nice little.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I do like scallops, as you can see. Most of the ones in that booklet have got a scallop,
a little scallop
edge
around it. And when you're sort of coming up with your composition and your ideas, do you often sort of like just try it out roughly on pieces of parchment, or do you just go for it?
I usually just go for it. If it goes wrong, I can usually, you can either use it for another piece.
Yeah.
Or we'll just carry on with it and usually
adapt.
Adapt to something new that wasn't your first idea, but it ends up working out in the end.
Yeah. Well, your artwork proves that, Lou.
So yeah, so actually I can keep that where it is. Let's just go with this one.
That was well planned, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's as if the platemate knew.
Exactly.
And I love the most exciting part of this is just seeing the end result. And you can see by the design team, they haven't struggled with ideas, you know, it's the inspiration of seeing the design and you thinking, I think as a design team member, I look at these things that come through the post and I think, oh my gosh, so many exciting ideas are flooding into my brain right now. And the nice thing about the design team is everybody's so different with their ideas.
Yeah.
You know, some are colourful, some use white work, and everybody just has their own idea, which then you can see on the shows. You can just see how amazing all the samples are.
And many of our design all of our design team, they share on Groovy Worldwide, on Clarity Worldwide, and now in our new Facebook group, which is proving really, really popular,
yes,
which is the Clarity Crafts Mini Makes and ATC Facebook group. And it's all about sort of small pieces of artwork, and the artwork in there is absolutely amazing.
It is, yeah. And it really does look like everybody has taken to it so well.
Yes.
And people are getting their mojos back because it's not so bad when you're doing a little bit of artwork.
No, it's more achievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not so daunting.
No.
To do a little bit of artwork than it is doing a bit big of artwork, and then you make a mistake when you spent 2-3 hours doing something
and then
and you think,
goodness me,
oh no, it went wrong, and you spent all that time, you think, oh. But doing a little bit, and also doing a little bit of artwork, you can try out techniques that you haven't tried before.
Yeah.
You know, and use the small little ATC sizes to create that technique
and perfect it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So now I've done the scallop around the edges in between the butterflies.
Okay. Can we turn it over so we can look at the front of it, Lou?
Yeah.
There we go.
Take that down a little bit.
There we go.
So yeah,
I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see that in a little bit more detail. There we go. So you can see there how you've done your frame.
Yes. So we've done what's in blue. We've done the butterflies and the little scallops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've done that little bit.
Okay.
That's one little bit done.
Super.
So what I thought we'd do now.
Have we got a stage we can jump to next, or?
Yes. So, well, that stage looks very similar.
Okay.
I went a bit.
You got
carried
carried
away.
away in the groove, didn't you?
I did, yes. So let's bring in. I'm going to bring in this one.
Okay. See, this is great with it being a modular system and having that new plate mate. You can mix and match the different plates, can't you?
I know, and it's so useful having, because then you've got little letters as well.
Of course, yeah. There we go.
Perfect. So now I'm just going to create my little sticker tag.
So you're going to take your sentiment, and you've got several different sentiments to choose from, haven't you?
There are loads of sentiments on all of the little plates, aren't there? And
yeah,
really
you've got sending
ones.
love your way. You've got hello. You've got live simply, bloom wildly. Spring is here. And then if you've gone for the plate mate, you could have with love. What else could we have? Have a great day.
Yeah, so you've really, not only have you got artwork, but you've got lots of different words that you can use. You know, you can mix and match some of the sentences as well, can't you?
Yeah, and it's, yeah, I think some of the design team did that earlier, didn't it? Like you can have rather than have handmade by, you could have handmade with love, because you've got made with love. So you could have designed with love as well.
Exactly. And there's so many different things you can do with all of these plates. You've got so many. You've got years of fun, haven't you?
Really?
With all of them, yeah. There's just so many different designs, and they're all so beautiful in their own way.
Yeah.
And you've got some ones that you can create some lovely white work with the flowers.
Yeah. That lovely shadow embossing. And I believe when you join us, you're going to be taking us through so many different techniques, aren't you?
Yes, I'm going to teach you everything I know, because I think that's the important thing in life, is when you know something, the best thing is to teach others. And I think that's so important when you learn something, and
to share it with others.
To share it with everyone. You know, and that's what you and Barbara do, and Linda and Tina, and the things that you know, you can teach others.
Yeah.
There we go. There's the little words.
So you've got your words in place now.
I have, yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that nice corner.
Yeah.
I like this corner.
Which corner is this we're going for?
I'm going to do it that way. So it's just this one here.
Oh, right, the little dotty one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the dotty one. I've used a lot of my little PTCs on that, in that booklet. I've got this border.
Little dots.
They have, yeah.
Because I think sometimes when you look at a plate, you can often miss different areas, can't you?
You can, yes. It's very easy to do.
So a question for you then, Louise. When you get a new plate to make some artwork with, do you trace them out to see what's on them?
What's on them? I don't personally, no. I kind of hold it.
Yeah.
Hold it in my hands, have a look. When I first receive it, I just have a look at all of the different designs that are on there. And I look at it that way, and I kind of move the plate mate over some parchment and think, oh, that would look good there. I kind of just dive straight in.
So you do it that way. You're more of a visual and sort of just play around. And...
Yeah, I like to just get stuck straight into a design. I see something and I think, oh, that'd be good there, and I'll put that in a corner, and I just do it that way. I just dive straight into it. Yeah.
But I mean, obviously it works for you. I mean, looking at the artwork, that obviously, and everyone will have different ways of working, won't they?
Yeah. I know a lot of people that like to trace it all out, and then they can use that bit of parchment to move on to another bit of parchment. So that would look good there, and that would good. And
it's
you
like
notice
a little template
more as
type.
well, I would have thought. As you trace things out, you spend more time looking at it. So you would see it. You would see all of the different...
Like the little butterflies and little dragonflies, and
I just usually, while I'm watching TV, as soon as I receive a plate, I'll just look at it while I'm watching telly. It's a bug.
Multitasking.
I know.
Okay, so where are we going to carry on with now then?
So now we're going to make this little box here.
Yeah.
So
just
make it into a box instead of a corner.
A corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just going to use the number 2, so it's a bit fainter. There we go.
See, even that is just so satisfying, isn't it?
It is.
Just pressing into
the
those
embossing
little dots. Yeah.
It's just get carried away, don't you? I'll go into the next stage in a minute.
So we've had a question from Jackie.
Hello, Jackie.
And Jackie would like to know, do we know what size card Louise used for her booklet? So I'm just measuring in inches. So if I, it's 2.5 inches, isn't it? By,
it should be.
So just have so each of these panels is 2.5 inches wide by 3.5 inches tall. And was that one piece of card, or was it several pieces that you concertina together?
So what I did with that is I actually had some 4x4 cards,
which we sell on our website. Yes.
Yeah, which I used.
Yeah.
I think I used about three.
Yeah.
And then I just cut them down, each card to the 3.5 by 2.5.
And then did them concertina
back
to back.
Concertina them,
to create that zigzag.
But you could use them if you could just score with any line on
Yeah,
the Groovy plate.
absolutely. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels. So that's really good. So there we go. So they're all 2.5 by 3.5 inches individual panels. But what Louise has done, she's used our 4 by 4 inch card blanks, cut them down, and then used them to concertina backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you, Louise.
That's all right. So when you've done that, so I would shall I show how to just...
Yeah, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can come in and look at that in a little bit more detail. There we go.
What I've done is I've lined up the line in the corner to where I was doing earlier.
Yeah.
So I'll just show you just how I do those ones. Okay. Then that creates
So that creates the top part of your square. And I suppose you're not restricted then on size, are you, for the size of square, or whether you want to turn it into a rectangle?
No, exactly. You could turn it into a rectangle or a square, whichever you thought was whatever you wanted to do, really.
Yeah.
The world's your
oyster, got that
isn't it?
possibility, haven't you?
Yeah. So let me go through to
one that you prepared earlier.
The one I prepared earlier, yes.
Could you believe the time, Louise? It's 4:45 already.
Oh my gosh, where did that time go? So what I've done is I've created the box.
Okay.
Created the little box, and I've done just one of these flowers here.
Oh, that one? That one flower?
Just one flower, yeah.
Okay.
I've embossed with the number 2 lightly.
Yeah, we can see the difference in the brightness of the line art.
Yeah, so I've done that. So I just thought I would show you a little bit of white work.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you need a moment just to get ready for that, or are you good to go?
I should be good to go. Yeah.
Okay. So when we have a look at this lovely little piece of artwork that Louise is sharing with us. So far, we've already created the inner frame, which is the blue and the yellow, with the little butterflies in. You've already added in the sentiment. You've just shown us how to add that little dotted frame in. You've explained that you've traced out with the number 2 tool for your flower. And then, there we go. So this is at the stage we're at now.
Yes, so I'm going to be on the back.
Yeah, and you're using the back of your black mat.
Yeah.
That comes in the starter kit.
Spongy.
Yeah.
So now I'm just going to show you just how I'm going to emboss one of the petals to show a little bit of shadow embossing.
Okay, so you're using the 6mm Pergamano ball tool.
I'm using the largest one, the 6mm.
I'm going to come in a little bit closer. I'm going to come in a little bit closer, and then we can. There we go. Okay.
Lovely. So I'm just going to lightly stroke.
And you're starting from the tip, going inwards.
Just from the tip of the petal.
Yeah.
And just flicking. So I'm flicking quite lightly.
Yeah.
You can hardly really see it. I've done it a little bit more than I usually would, just to show on the camera. Yeah. So just. And
you prefer to flick away or towards, or does it vary?
Yeah, I usually flick away.
Yeah.
I find that's easier for me. I know a lot of people flick towards you. And let me show you. I can do it. But for me, it just feels easier flicking away.
Yeah.
So let me. So yeah, so
There we go.
you can see as well that there's some petals are below the others, so
yeah.
you can see where you would. When you do,
Get your light and dark area.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it would be usually quite light, but I'm
For the camera.
for the
absolutely.
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so after I've done that,
Yeah.
I would.
Ooh, let's have a look. I have to just
Ooh.
remember to try.
Oh, sorry.
Won't put it away.
So after I've done that, so you can see I've done the white work there.
And we're looking at
Couple
the
of
front
layers.
of this now, aren't
This
we?
is the front, yeah. So I've done the box, the flower. I've just added some colour on the back.
Okay.
So with a yellow and blue polychromo
Okay.
on the back, and I've used the blending tool.
The blending pen with some
The
dorsal
blending
oil.
pen, yeah.
Yeah.
With some
Okay.
dorsal oil, just to make
See, I know when Louise joins us, she's going to be going into all these different
More in
techniques in a
detail.
lot more detail than we can
Yes.
share with you over the course of
I
this
know.
session. I'm so looking forward to seeing Louise's twist on different things. And I mean, I already got a top tip from Louise a couple of weeks back, which I'm not going to share with you because it's Louise's top tip to share. And she can do that. So now we were talking about the Groovy plates. So the Groovy plates themselves are 2.5 by 2.5, aren't they? And the frame that you've taken here is smaller. If I just grab that little plate that you was working on initially,
Oh yeah.
so we can just show as a comparison. There we go.
Cool.
We come over that way a little bit.
There we go.
So
that is.
So the plate itself
that size
is 2.5 by 2.5, but you've used one of these internal frames. And you were saying earlier, this space at the top and around the side is perfect for then if you wanted to introduce your multi-needle tools.
Exactly, yeah. It's just enough edge just to create with any tool that you wanted to.
Yeah.
Just to give it a little decorative edge.
Okay.
If you wanted to. So I'm just going to show you.
So you're now swapping out for
the front.
The front of the hard side, yeah.
Hard surface, yeah. And I'm just going to use this one.
Okay, so you're now using your Pico foam.
I am, yes.
Okay.
Just shallow perforate, because I find it's easier to shallow perforate.
Okay, just come over a little bit towards me. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Got to keep my eye on the camera.
I've come in really close, so I'm wondering whether it might be easy if I go to the third camera. So we may just need to adjust slightly. So you need to come over to me.
To you.
There we go. So we might be able to see that a little bit better. So which tool is this you're using?
This is the semicircle.
Okay, the
larger one.
The larger one, yeah.
And then, can they still see?
Yeah.
So I'm just going into the previous hole that was made by the previous scallop size.
Okay.
And then just going along the line.
Yeah, so you're just increasing one semicircle at a time.
Yeah, so it's right next to each other. Are we okay for time?
Yeah, we're good.
So at the edge, if you haven't got enough room for two, I just slightly move away from the previous one and just create that little edge.
Okay, so if we just hold that there, and I'm going to come in on the overhead so we can see what you've done. So you've done you started with your semicircle.
Yep, done the semicircle.
And if you hold the needle tool just over to that side, like so, you can see. Can I just?
Yeah,
if I just,
of course you can.
Just on the. So what you've done here, you've taken the tool like that, haven't you?
Yes.
And that goes in, and then as you've come along, you're increasing and you're going back in.
Yes, going into
one of those.
The last hole of the previous.
Yeah.
Semicircle.
There we go. And then you continued, and you said that as you was getting towards the end,
I noticed I wasn't going to have enough room for two, so
you've just left a tiny little gap, which to the naked eye you can hardly see. There we go.
Yeah. So, and then I would scallop all the way around the outside.
Yeah.
So now I just thought I'd show you quickly, because I know we're running out of time, just how I do the edging.
And don't forget, if you're thinking, oh, I'm really enjoying this, then Louise will be joining us very, very soon.
I will.
And she'll be bringing lots and lots. I'm just going to go to the front camera, Louise, for a moment.
Okay.
She's going to be bringing lots and lots of techniques, from the shadow embossing to the perforating to the picot cutting. You know, when you look at that little piece of artwork that Louise has done, think to yourself, that's what Louise is going to show me. That's what Louise is going to show me. So also, it may be a good opportunity, because I know once Louise gets started, to top up on your parchment, because the bog off, buy one, get one free, runs out at midnight tonight. So that's on our clear parchment, our two-tone parchment, our lovely pastel parchment, the rainbow parchment, the designer parchment. All you need to do is pop one of those in your basket, and we will automatically send you two with your order. Okay, and so that does run out at midnight tonight. Okay, Louise.
So I just thought I'd show you. So I'm going to be doing it on the back.
So we're working on the back and on a soft mat again.
Yep. So I'm going to get my Groovy God.
Okay.
So I will show you first how to do the seashell.
Okay.
For the seashell edging. So I would see where the middle is, and I would start by doing one line here. You can use, I'm going to do a thicker line, but you can even use your one needle bowl perforating tool to scratch lines.
Right, you one needle, yeah.
Yeah, but you can also, or the 0.5 millimeter or the one. This is a 0.8, I believe, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So just making lines going from the outside in.
Wow.
Right into the middle.
Yeah.
So you've got a nice little seashell. So I'll do it again. So I'd start by doing that, so you know where the middle is.
Yeah.
And then just come in.
So is it the dots, or is it just in between the dot, the perforations? Or are you not thinking about that?
If I was to do that, I would use probably a smaller tool. I don't know. I think
so. You're just you're starting off in the center and then just coming in either side with your strokes of the tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if I was to do from the perforating hole in, I would do it with a smaller, maybe
I
the
suppose you
needle
have to
tool.
be careful, don't you? Because you've perforated, it's sort of quite weak at those perforations.
That's why I always perforate shallow.
Yeah.
So that I can do that, so it's not going to, because all of a sudden, if you deep perforate, it's suddenly going to go
crunch, and then you get
and then you're going to lose your perfect little picots on the edge because it's gone.
And we don't want to lose our perfect little picots.
No, we don't want to
go. Not after doing all this lovely work.
No. So the last one.
I don't want my drawers dropping. It is just to see that happen.
Yeah. See if we can see.
And then if we can turn that over. Look at that. You can see. Wow.
You could do it on every semicircle, but I've just done it in every other because I thought that would show a bit more interest. And
okay.
So with that, I would use my 3 and 4.
Okay.
But I find they're the perfect sizes for the little
working
bits.
Inside the Okay.
So so I would just go like this. I would go around the edge first lightly.
Okay.
And then what I do usually is I just up and down, a bit like how we do circles.
Yeah.
Just up and down and then side to side, but lightly. So it does become quite white actually from doing it even lightly.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. I wasn't actually going particularly after that.
Surprised yourself there, Louise.
I did. Magic.
So how many layers would you traditionally do on this type of area?
1 or 2. I would normally do it lighter, but for the camera sake,
I
just want to show you kind of like a result that I would probably get from doing 1 or 2 layers, I would say. Yeah, on a little bit, because you don't want to. The same with the little seashell decorative design. You don't want to press too hard again,
because you don't want to puncture.
Yeah, especially when you've got this much white work. In this area, because it's already going to look quite raised.
Yes.
on the back if you press too hard straight away.
Yeah.
So you want to do a couple of layers to get that design
Okay.
in result. So yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely.
How much time have we got? Shall I do another couple of scallops?
Oh, do you know what? It's 5 to 5 already.
Gosh.
So then what would you do to finish that off then? Where's your lovely little piece of artwork?
Yes. So
Okay.
what I would do to finish that off is I would perforate
Just
again.
move that over a little way. That way. There we go. It's because I'm coming so close for your work.
So I would reperforate.
And would you do
around
that with a
side.
1 needle, or
I
do
would,
you wouldn't try and go back in with your semicircle?
No, I would then go in with my 1 needle bold.
Yeah.
Or 1 needle fine.
Yeah.
Depending on how big you wanted the picots, I suppose.
Okay.
And then I would go around with that, not too deep either, just enough to make it all uniform.
Yeah.
And then you'll get the same picot then.
Okay.
Them all uniform. Yeah, shall I show?
And then yeah. You've got your tools there.
I have indeed. Came prepared.
Okay, of course you did.
I had enough time. There we go. So this is 1 needle bold.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. It might be because it's focusing more on the back.
What's the artwork, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I get my little groovy guard, and so I'll just
going to come over to the main just so we can see on that one. To me. You'll get used to this easy.
I will, yeah. So then I'm not going too deep either.
Okay, and you're still on your pico foam as well, aren't you?
I'm on my pico foam. I've just got the super foam underneath.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going into each hole.
Okay. So this is using the 1 needle bold, just very lightly reperforating. So then if we come back in on
you can see the difference.
Yes, look at that.
Between the ones that I've reperforated, these two,
and the original ones where you've shallowed.
Ones you can't really see them that much.
You can't know because because you've shallowed and you've done the little white work with it. Yeah.
So then I would pico.
Yeah.
Cut around all the way around the outside, and put it on some
of our little companion swatches. Yeah.
Which I want to get.
And then the little white brads as well to keep it all together.
Yeah, 2 white brads.
Yeah.
And then just
Lovely. And then here's the resistance.
Just make it look lovely and professional.
Designed by Louise Golden. And the back looks as pretty as the front.
Yeah, you can do that, can't you? And then to send that to your PTC swap partner.
Yeah.
Look at that and go look in the back and go, oh, doesn't that look professional?
Can I be your PTC swap? Yeah. No, I don't want to be. No, too high a standard for me to get up to. So, right, okay. So, wow. Look at that. And so really this is just a taster of what Louise is going to be bringing to us when you join us on the 17th. Of February. So it's lovely to have your company. So it's sort of like a soft launch in, isn't it?
Softly.
Nice and easy. So thank you for joining us. We'll just do a very quick recap on what we've been bringing to you today. So we'll just have a quick look at the pack shot. This is the Mini Makes Groovy kit. So in this kit, you've got your brand new Mini Makes personalizing plate mate. You get your set of 4 little flowers, and these are brand new sizes. These are 2.5 by 3.5 inches. You also get 20 sheets of A5 parchment and 3 little 5 by 7 petite toppers, which are great for sort of matting and layering and cutting up, putting them behind your work. So the item number for that is 42457. You've got a £9.99 saving, bringing it down to £28.98. But really, the real star of today's show, apart from Barb and Louise, has been the personalised nameplate. Now, this really is a game changer because it's something we've never been able to bring to you before. So the item number for that is 42459. It's £19.99, and when you add that into your basket, you'll get a window pop up that says special instruction. It's at this point you need to add in exactly what it is, what name you want us to make for you. If you've placed your order previously and you forgot to do that, don't worry, we will send you an email asking you to confirm what that is. If we're unsure when we receive your order, then we will contact you for confirmation. We will also, if you've ordered other items within at the same time, all of that will be sent to you at the same time. If you're only interested in the brand new PlateMate, then the item number for that is 42448, and that's £12.99. Then if you want the flowers on their own, the item number for that is 42460. But brand new today as well are the potted flowers. And you would have seen earlier during the previous 2 hours how you can mix and match. Barbara was taking little dots from the backgrounds on those to add to her personalized plates. And then also, if you're into your stamping, Barbara shared with us earlier on item number 21218, which is this personalized A6 stamp square. Now, everything that we've been bringing you today, if you go to the claritycrafts.com website, click on the Clarity TV button in the top right-hand corner. It's what we call our show page. Everything that Louise has been using, Barbara's been using, everything we've been bringing to you is available in that one place for you to go back and have a look at. Don't forget, we have the bog off. I think Louise is off to top up her basket before she goes home with our parchment. So buy one, get one free. Pop one in your basket and we will send you two. So thank you so much for your company. It's been great, especially having Louise here as well.
Thank you.
Don't forget, tomorrow, Barbie is back in the shack and it's letter Q. I wonder what Barb's got lined up for the letter Q. I know.
What to be revealed.
Well, yeah. So I hope you can tune in tomorrow at 10 o'clock for another episode of The Shack and traveling through the alphabet with Barbara and starting on the letter Q. Thank you to Grace, as always, for helping out in the chat. Grace, have a lovely holiday.
Yes.
Enjoy your wedding that you're going to attend. I've seen the picture your mum said. It's absolutely gorgeous, as always. So thank you very much for your company. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon or evening, and we'll see you again very soon. Thank you, Louise.
Thank you, Paul.
Take care now.
Bye,
Bye-bye.